I feel like I make this disclaimer every single video, but I decided to start filming as the sun is going down, so I'm gonna have to make this very quick. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into this book haul. I was checking, and the last book haul that I did on my channel was in September of 2023, so a whole year and some months have passed since that book haul that I did. And obviously I've bought books because, you know, that's what I do. At first I wanted to show you all of the books that I bought since September 2023, but I was like, Savannah, slow down. I don't need to be making like an hour and a half video, so I'm just gonna show you 10 of the last books that I bought, because that feels a little bit more appropriate, especially with the sun going down. I need this video to be fairly quick, otherwise I'll be in the dark. So yeah, I'm gonna be talking about today the last 10 books that I bought this year. All of these books I bought since August of this year, and I am not including the ones that I've read already because I'm gonna do a separate video on all of the books that I've read this year. But anyway, sometimes, very rarely, but sometimes I do buy a book and I immediately read it. And so I didn't want to talk about the books that I bought since August that I've already read because that will be in a separate video. But yeah, anyway, rambling is done. I'm gonna get into the books now. So the first book that I have here I bought in August when my friend Casey was here visiting in Lisbon, and we went to one of my favorite bookstores here in Lisbon, which is Salted Books. I've done a book where I visited Salted and I will link it up here. But yeah, that is one of my favorite bookstores here in Lisbon, only English books, and their selection is great. So we went there together. I think Casey bought maybe like 5 books and I bought 3, I think. And I think one of them I've already read since then, but this one still haven't read, and this one Casey also got, and we got like a matching book for us to buddy read, and it is Sister Outside by Audre Lorde. I've heard a lot of great things about Audre Lorde, never read anything by her, and this book is a collection of essays. And I don't know, Casey was just telling me about it and how much she wanted to read it and how many great things she had heard about this book. And so I was immediately interested because I've also heard a lot of great things about Audre Lorde. Not this book specifically, but just about her in general. And so I decided to get this book with Casey, and also this cover, beautiful, gorgeous, amazing. And yeah, this is a collection of essays by Audre Lorde about a whole bunch of things, about philosophy, about politics, about culture, about feminism. And yeah, I'm just excited to get into these essays. So yeah, excited to read this one with Casey eventually and to get into Audre Lorde. Now the next book is another one that I got at Salted with Casey, but this one she didn't get, I got, because last year I read Outline by Rachel Cusk, which is somewhere here behind me, and I like that book, but I really liked her writing specifically, and I loved how philosophical it was, and I don't know, I just love the writing and the vibe of the book. Just the plot kind of fell short for me, but ever since then I've been interested in reading more of Rachel Cusk, and so at Salted they had her whole backlist of books, and this one has been catching my eye, so I decided to get Second Place by Rachel Cusk. The lighting is really not helping here, but yeah, Second Place by Rachel Cusk. I also got this one because I started to hear about the concept of second place this year, and I don't know, it just really interested me that this book was called Second Place because of it, or maybe not because of it, but I was just interested nevertheless. So yeah, decided to get this one. Honestly, have no idea what it is about. I just wanted to read more Rachel Cusk, and this title sounded intriguing. But this book is about a woman who invites an artist to a remote coastal place where she lives, and I think she's like waiting for his presence in her home to kind of like change her life because of how drawn she is to this artist. I think that's kind of the gist of it, at least from the back. That's what I get from the book. But yeah, I'm excited to read this one in 2025, hopefully. and to figure out if I do like Rachel Cusk books or not, because like I said, outline, I really liked the vibe and the writing, but then the plot kind of fell short, so I really want a book to kind of hit all of the places with Rachel Cusk. So yeah, second place. Now the next one I also got with Casey, but not at Salted Books. We went to another bookstore in Cascais called Indie Not a Bookshop, and I also love their selection there. It's amazing. And yeah, I got this one because Casey was really recommending it to me, and she has read it obviously and loved it, and she was like, I think you're really gonna like it. And since I trust her opinion, I decided to get it, and it is Real Life by Brendan Taylor. I've read more Brendan Taylor books before. I've read Filthy Animals, and is there another one that I've read? Maybe only that one. But I did enjoy that one, but I feel like this one is a little bit more beloved, I guess. I've had this book on my TBR for ages, and then Casey was just like, buy it, and I bought it. And I think this book is about a guy who's doing a biochemistry degree at a university in the Midwest. I'm reading basically. And his father dies, and then something's going on also with his friends, and during the summer just like everything crashes and burns, I think. So yeah, excited. The next book that I have here, I just don't really know how I haven't read this book, because I've had it on my TBR for a long time. I don't know, it was so hyped for so long, I feel like I was kind of avoiding it. But now I think I'm ready. I think the hype has died down a little bit more, and I think I'm ready to read this in 2025. And I got this one also at Salted Books, and I again was there with Bia, and we got the same book. We decided to both get this and buddy read it at some point, and it is Bunny by Mona Awad. I'm the last person alive to read this, but yeah, I'm excited. I feel like this is a weird book, and I'm very into weird books right now. Since my frontal cortex has developed, I've just been into weird books. So yeah, I feel like this maybe will be up my alley. And what is this book about? I feel like everyone knows what this book is about, but I think it's about a girl. She goes to university, and there's this like group of girls who call each other Bunny, and I think she maybe kind of like starts being one of those bunnies. Yeah, she starts infiltrating into this clique, and weird things start to happen. So yeah, I'm excited to read this in 2025 with Bia. And yeah, I think if I don't end a sentence with "and yeah, I die," so bear with me. Anyway, the next book that I have here is Boy Parts by Alyssa Clark. And this is part of mine and Casey's book club called the 20-something book club that we've had for a few years now. And I do need to explain something, because we have not, like, we usually, like, we read a book and then we discuss it at the end of the month. We have not been doing that this year, because honestly, our lives have been crazy. Our schedules have not been matching at all. And there were a few months where we were trying to make it work, but it just, yeah, I don't know. Time is crazy. Time was just moving way too fast, and we haven't been able to keep up with the live shows since like March. But eventually we're gonna do a live show with all of the books that we read this year, just to round things out. That will happen eventually, so stay tuned. But anyway, I have been like reading the books every month and kind of like keeping my inner thoughts before we discuss it together. But yeah, this is our last book of our book club this year for December, and I'm gonna read you the back because honestly I have no idea what this book talks about. Reina is in a rut. She obsessively takes explicit photographs of average looking men she scouts from the streets of Newcastle, while her dead-end bar job slips away. She's more interested in drugs, alcohol, and extreme cinema. When she's offered an exhibit at a fashionable London gallery which promises to revive her career in the art world, it should feel like an escape, but the news triggers a self-destructive tailspin drawing in her obsessive best friend and a shy young man from her local supermarket who has attracted her attention. Okay, I thought it would be a little bit more dark, I don't know, but now I'm excited. I don't know. It still feels like a dark read for December, but that's what we picked. So yeah, I'm gonna read this month still, and yeah. Now the next two books I'm actually currently reading, and this next one, I do gotta say that I think I'm gonna DNF because it's just not capturing my attention at all, which is a shame to say. I don't know, I think I'm gonna read a little bit more, maybe till I'm halfway, and if it's not piquing my interest until then, I'm gonna DNF. But this is also from our book club, and it was our November pick. I'm still reading it now in early December because, you know, life happens. But yeah, it's just really not interesting me. I've never DNF'd a book from the book club. I've been close to it many times. Well, not many times, but sometimes. And I don't know, it kind of feels wrong to DNF this because it's for the book club, but I'm just at a point in the year where I'm just like, I want to read good books. So why am I wasting my time with this one that is not interesting me at all? And yeah, okay, anyway. It is Trespasses by Louise Kennedy. And this book is set in the 70s in Ireland, and it's about a girl named Kushla, which is a weird choice for the name. I think it's probably an Irish name, Kushla. Maybe it's not even like said that way, I don't know. And she meets Michael, a married Protestant from Belfast, in a pub that her family owns, and they start to kind of like develop this relationship, and I don't know, it's just not, yeah, not looking good. Not looking good right now. I am on page 95, so I'm almost halfway. I think I'm gonna go till halfway, and if I'm really not interested, I'm gonna drop it. Yeah. But yeah, it's not looking good for Miss Trespasses, but we'll see. And the next book I'm also currently reading, and I'm probably gonna finish it either tonight or tomorrow. And honestly, I had really high expectations for this book, just from the, not the plot, but like the premise of the book. And I don't know, it's not delivering like I wanted it to. So that's kind of disappointing. But it is Superfan: How Pop Culture Broke My Heart by Jen Sukfong Lee. And I've had this on my TBR since it came out, and I love books about pop culture. I love nonfiction, obviously. And I don't know, this cover is so fun. This book is not being as fun as the cover, I'll tell you that. Well, this is obviously a memoir, and it is a lot about Jen's life and how pop culture is kind of like meshed in her life, and how it obviously broke my heart and affected her at many points of her life. But I don't know, it's just feeling a lot more memoir and less about pop culture. But anyway, this is not a review, this is just telling you that I bought this book. This is a book about pop culture and about Jen Sukfong Lee's life, and yeah, how it intercepts. Next up, we have Brutalities, a love story by Margot Steins. And I, first of all, love this cover. Beautiful. And this is another book from our book clubs. This is from the Nonfiction Baddies book club, so this is a nonfiction book, and this is for the months of November and December. And still haven't started reading it, but I need to quickly because the year's ending, you know. And I honestly also have no idea what this talks about, but I think it's a memoir as well. And this book was written during the quarantine while Margot was pregnant, and I think it's kind of like reflecting on her life, because she has been many things in her life, and so she's kind of like reflecting on how all of those have affected her now and gotten her to that point. She was, for example, a professional dominatrix in New York. She was a farmer, she was a welder, she has been a mixed martial artist enthusiast. And yeah, I think it's about these many like facets of her life. So I think it's gonna be interesting. Wondering why this is called Brutalities, a love story. What is the love? Her self-love, or just like love of like her many passions? I don't know, I'm intrigued. The next book here I bought a couple of weeks ago. I've been meaning to buy this book for ages, and I saw it at a bookstore in Lisbon that I actually had never been to, but they have a great selection of English books. I'm gonna put the name down here. But yeah, I saw this one. I actually first saw this book like physically in New York last year, and I almost got it then, but then I just didn't for some reason. And I was like, whenever I see this book again, I'm gonna buy it, and so got it this time. And it is Peach Pit, 16 Stories of Unsavory Women, edited by Molly Llewellyn and Crystal Buckley. And this is an anthology of many women authors, and I guess it is stories about unsavory women, whatever that means, but I'm intrigued. This cover is beautiful, by the way. Probably one of the best covers that I have ever had, to be honest. Just the colors, they're so pretty. These are just a collection of short stories by different authors, and I'm excited because I don't think I've ever read anything by any of these authors. I've also heard of Lauren Groff and Alicia Elliott, Amanda LeDuc, so yeah, I'm excited to get to this one and read all these stories. And I feel like this is a very summary book for some reason. I don't know if it's the peach, but yeah. And last but not least, a book that I bought yesterday, which actually made me want to film this video, because I visited a new bookstore in Lisbon that opened up, I think last month, and it's only English books, and they have a great selection as well, and the bookstore is absolutely gorgeous. I'll try to insert some photos here. But yeah, I spent maybe like an hour there just looking at books, and there were many that I was tempted to get, but this one I've had on my TBR since it came out last year, and I feel like this is right up my alley. And it is Old Enough by Haley Jacobson, and I love this cover. They have another cover for this book which is like yellow and has like a girl brushing her hair. It's terrible. This one is where it's at, because this one is so pretty. I love the colors of this. I just know this book is bisexual. That's what got me. I know the author is bi, and I know the main character in this is also bi, so yeah, they just get me that way. And this book is about Savannah, who is finishing her sophomore year of college, and she comes out as bisexual. She's making friends with the other queers in her university, and yeah, she's just like, my life is about to begin. But then she learns that her childhood best friend Izzy is engaged, and then Savannah kind of like crumbles with that information. Things with Izzy haven't been the same since what happened between Sav and Izzy's older brother when she was 16. Interesting. Now with the wedding around the corner, Sav is forced to reckon with the trauma she thought she could put behind her. Okay, interesting. Old Enough explores queer love, community, and what it means to be a sexual assault survivor. So I guess that kind of like tells you what happened with Izzy's older brother, but I'm so intrigued. I feel like this will be right up my alley. Very messy. I feel like it will be very messy, but I'm here for it. So yeah, I got this one yesterday, and it kind of like made me want to talk about this book and also other books that I've bought in the last few months. I want to do like a full video, maybe like 2 parts, because not that I've read a lot of books this year, but I know I can ramble. So I want to do a whole video of talking all the books that I bought this year, kind of like ranking them maybe, because I have not made a single video of like wrap up of what I think about the books that I'm reading, which is very sad. Like last year I did something that I really enjoyed, which was like a quarterly update of some of my favorites, or some of the books that I had the most thoughts about, and I thought that was very fun. I really liked doing that, but this year it was just like, yeah, not doing that. And also I haven't been reading as much, and I have been through many reading slumps, so I don't know, I felt like I didn't have a justifiable reason to do those videos. But anyway, I'm rambling again. Anyway, I'm gonna do a video all about the books that I read this year, and yeah, I'm excited. Thank you all so much for watching this video and for sticking around, and I will see you on my next one. Bye.